I'm not quite sure how reliable this connection is, because I'm doing this purely on data right now at the moment. And trying to do 1080p on mobile probably is. Okay. Now, okay, I've set the resolution to 720 now, which probably still might be a little bit too strong for my network at the moment, considering I'm also dealing with a storm. But since I do have a little bit of coverage right now, ooh boy. Yeah, this is what I'm dealing with right now. Hopefully everything should be relatively fine, but there's a chance that my network might be unstable to all fucking hell. But I'd like to hope that with this nice little sweet spot at the front door, and with the wind going this direction along with the rain, I can actually stand out here, have a little bit of fun while trying to keep up, because if I try to do it from there, from my balcony, I've got zero protection, and I prefer to not get outright soaked, along with having trouble trying to get back inside because the wind is blowing the door shut without it is. Now, to answer what I think Penny's question was, how strong is it? The stuff I was seeing was saying, was saying it's only about 15 miles an hour, but that probably might change within the next 30 or so minutes, probably, because because everything's slowly getting its way here to Dallas, and one of my neighbors over there going out to the car. I'm not sure you really. Oh, are you going to work? Ooh. Ooh. But yeah, right now I'm wearing gym shorts and a white beater, and it is fucking chilly. About high 50s, low 60s right now, and ooh. The tornado sirens have been going off, but whether or not it's more cautionary rather than there actually being a thing, I don't know about that. But if I start hearing the indications of shit hitting the fan, I'm definitely going back inside, because that is not really going to be something I want to be outside for. Oh yeah. Yeah, now, certain instances, it probably might not be a bad thing to drive in. as long as you have the most sturdy enough vehicles. But by most standards for anyone, yeah, you definitely do not want to be caught outside when there's a tornado nearby. But the one thing I am really glad for, I was not working tonight because it's been so long since I've worked a Monday night that I don't really remember. Actually, I don't really remember how long, what the route is like on Mondays, and if I was ending it out in Fort Worth, I would not like to be out that way because generally when I end out there, I would have to be dealing with the shit coming this way, or even when it got to me in the first place. And if I'm driving on the interstate, going from like 60 miles an hour or so, no issue, to having to go to maybe at most 40 or 45, because I'm not trying to have to deal with any of this shit. And ooh, shit. But yeah, I have the stinking feeling that I might actually be recording. Actually be recording this. Yeah, general storms are not an issue. It's just when you get to the point of you've either got super strong winds, whether just in general or even crosswinds, that's when it becomes I do not want to be outside right now. And that's actually one. Okay, I was about to say, why does it sound like thunder about to crack? But no, that's probably just stuff on one of the trucks going around. But yeah, one thing I am grateful for is the fact that the particular truck. Unfortunately, neighbor trying to get out of the driveway got to push the trash can that got blown over this way, because a little hard when you've got something blocking your way. So fuck it, it's just soft plastic, empty, push it back. But yeah, I've gone through multiple work trucks that I drive. The first one being the Ford Rangers. Those I would never want to be caught dead driving in this weather. The next one is the Isuzu NPRs, which you generally see. They're company cars, I could care less. It's only when the windshield or window shatter that becomes an issue. But the Isuzu NPR, which are literally just glorified shoe boxes, and any kind of wind makes it very hard as hell to drive. If anything, it because they were pushing it back on wet surface, no, definitely wouldn't cause a stretch. And that leads me to my current work vehicle, which is the same model as the same particular type as the Isuzu. However, the particular truck body is a Ford F-350. So while I still have to deal with a fat ass, so to speak, I at least have better aerodynamics from the front, because if there's a crosswind, it at least can go over the hood, whereas the Isuzu, it just pushes me as is. Yeah, one thing's for sure. Actually, let's try to see if we can. sneak just... Yeah, oh, no. I don't want to be under the water. Fuck that. The drips from the water bit. Yeah, and that's sort of the way it is with my particular work truck. While Ford F-350s are generally pickups with a flat bed, I basically have a glorified SUV body on the back, about a third the size of a short school bus. And while there are nooks and crannies for the wind to go through and not directly push against it, it is definitely one that I would take over the Isuzu NPR or the Ford Ranger, because it at least has weight and shape, whereas the Ford Ranger is nothing but a empty Coke can just waiting to get tossed around, and the Isuzu is a moving metal wall. Okay. I have a feeling this might be the little bit, because there was a little bit of rain showing before the wall of storm that was coming. I think this might have been it that sort of popped up beforehand, and there's probably going to be... That's probably going to pop by within the next little while, I bet. But yeah, one thing's for sure. Oh yeah. Yeah, because it has definitely calmed down a little bit. And if what came through was the... Yeah, I was about to say, if what came through was definitely the storm, that was all pomp and no circumstance. But, yeah. Considering I saw the big, long, curved line, I have a feeling this was just that little bit of loose stuff beforehand. Which, yeah. But yeah, once the wind and everything starts to pick up a little bit more, that'll definitely be when I hurry inside, because there is no way that I'm gonna be, even with this wall right here protecting me from the direct path of the wind and rain, if it's strong enough, my ass is getting soaked. I probably could if I wanted to, but if you mean with on camera, probably won't, because it is only about 10 to 6 right now, and still just a little bit too early before the sun starts rising. But yeah, definitely right now it'd be a little hard to see anything, because unless there's a bunch of lightning and stuff, there's not really much you can see from it. And even then, unless you have a safe way of looking at it, you don't really want to be outside when the time comes to be. Yeah, though at least the upside is the storm is coming through at 5-6 o'clock in the morning, which is to an extent bad news for parents because kids are going off to school today. But I have a feeling that if the school districts are not delaying school by like maybe 2 or so hours because of the pickup, that would really, really be a bad thing for all parties concerned, because who wants their kid out at 6:30 in the morning catching the bus just to be caught in a monsoon that possibly even flips the bus? And that would be like, ugh, fuck my life. Oof. Ooh. Ooh. Starting to sense the rain might be picking up just a little bit. Maybe at most an hour, but for the sake of depending on how everything is, along with the flooding and traffic, would probably be why it would. But yeah, you guys up there, I don't think you guys would have this general kind of... when you guys get this kind of rain, it wouldn't be this outright severe. But then again, Mother Nature is an ass sometimes when it comes to that. So, oh well, who knows? Ooh. But yeah, in fact, there's actually another reason why I'm glad right now, if anything, is that I live at the house where I do now, or at least rent it, because the previous house I had a style of, I'm not sure if they're technically called French style doors or the saloon open style doors that open directly from west to east. And if it gets windy enough, those motherfuckers would just straight open up, and we would have to resort to using the house furniture to try and keep it closed. And even then, if it was bad enough, the motherfucker did not want to close. Luckily enough, the only time that did happen, it was mainly just wind and not rain, because that would have been a pain in the ass to deal with, though. Luckily, all that section of the kitchen area was mainly either linoleum or something else of the similar, so there was absolutely nothing to worry about. But this, and this would definitely be one of the things where it would be an issue with that first bit of... nope, that is a tanker truck. Source sounds like it may be starting to pick up just a little bit, because I can definitely tell a slight increase. Oh yeah. Nah, that's not something you told me about, but yeah, definitely when if push comes to shove at certain minutes, you will definitely freeze and panic. Oh goody, tow truck having fun. Ooh, but yeah, this is probably, oof, got a little bit of misty spray back here. Oh yeah. Ooh. Oh, no. Don't do that to me, raindrops. I'm trying to take the smallest shimmy spot to get through all that. All you want to do is rain on my parade. But But Uh, well, I'm not quite sure how much longer. Yeah. For the. Ooh. And I hear emergency sirens, or at least I believe so. Yep, either ambulance or police. Question is, where are they going to, and which accent? But yeah, other than the lovely little bit of snow that we had a few weeks ago, it actually hasn't been too terribly bad. But everything over down here in Texas, you never know what kind of shit show you're gonna end up getting. Let's try to see if I can squeeze through. Looks like I'm just skinny enough. Barely. Okay, actually, no, I don't think that's gonna work out trying to hug the wall over there. So, yep, it seems like just in front of my door is the only spot I'm really gonna be able to do this. Now the question is, while everyone here on the ramp over here on the interstate is driving like a smart person at a glance, is everyone... The question is, how are people on the interstate? Are the dipshits still going 70, 75 miles an hour? Or are they actually going closer to 55 or 60? Let's do another... Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. Luckily enough for me... Oh, speaking of school buses... Though that looks like one of the private company ones and not an actual school district ones. But, yeah. When roads get wet, people definitely are very notorious for going at or still above the speed limit, even though the possibility of I'm having the brain fart at what the word for it is. Hydro something. But skipping off the top of the water, for lack of better words, because I can't remember the official word for it. Hydroplane, yes. I've technically had my own form of hydroplaning. Last year when we had one of the freeze moments, when I was at work, it was either last year or the year before, road had been wet and had started freezing. I'm going on the interstate maybe 40 or 45, and I start hydroplaning slightly, getting ready to, my vehicle is wanting to fishtail. I'm like, ooh, I let my feet off the accelerator, just let it go, and my ass didn't pop out too far to my side, but it was like, I'm getting off the interstate, I'm going down to the road to this place, and I'm staying off the interstate for the rest of the night. And it was a long drive the rest of the night because of that, because fuck having to deal with interstate ice and patches and whatnot. But yeah. Generally, luckily enough for me, I've never had the issue of dealing with hydroplaning, because I'm usually not going that fast if the roads are wet, and it's mainly the other people I have to worry about in that case, unfortunately, but it is what it is. I definitely think this is going to be the calm for maybe the next half hour or so until whatever storm line comes through. So I've got some spaghetti sitting on a plate upstairs in the living room just inside behind me that I want to finish eating. So I'm unfortunately going to have to call it here. Now, there's a good chance I won't be streaming for the next few hours or next little while because the power is probably going to be a little finicky with it. Yeah, I think I hear the increase. So, yeah. I'm actually going to call it here. And depending on how the next little bit is, when the storm comes through and whatnot, I might hop back onto desktop and go back to some Geoguessr. But all depends on how the power situation at least stays. So I'll probably see you within the next, maybe the next hour or so, depending on how it goes.